Hello and welcome to Crochet Moments. I'm Helen and this is my little place on YouTube where I like to talk about all my making things. So I knit, I crochet and I cross stitch. Those are my three main crafts, although I regularly like to pick up different things to try. So while my first love, well, it's hard to say first love. So the first thing the thing I've been doing the longest is knitting. I find I enjoy crochet a little bit more than knitting because I finish things fast. It doesn't take so long to finish something when I'm crocheting. But yeah, so that is what I do. I live in Leicester in the UK with my husband and my two daughters, and those regular viewers will know them as frequent visitors here. Katherine is currently at Guides and Emily has just gone upstairs to start her bedtime with Daddy. So hopefully I won't get any distractions, but who knows. This is just general life, isn't it? You do get in a thing. I can't remember the last time I did a video. There has been so many Fridays where I've just got home and Simon said, "Are we making a video tonight?" And I haven't got the energy. What I am finding since my promotion at work, I get to Friday and there's just not much of me left to give, and all I want to do is get into my jammies, veg on the sofa with my knitting or my crochet and watch some TV. There you go, there's my confession. That's all I've wanted to do, and I have been very remiss in keeping up to date with any comments. I do apologise if you commented on my last video and I haven't responded. I haven't been on the app. I just use the main YouTube app for just watching my YouTube, and then I have a YouTube creator type app thing that I use to monitor comments and things, and I haven't even looked. I don't even know if there are comments. So actually let's look now and see. Yes, YouTube Studio, that's what it's called. Oh yes, I do have comments. So I've got one from Tina. Wow, 5 crochet blankets that need finishing. Wow, that's more than me. I haven't got any blankets on the go. Oh no, correction. I have my Coziest Memories blanket, which I haven't worked on, so I won't be showing that today. But yeah, that's pretty much the only blanket that I have at the moment. That's pretty impressive on my two upcoming babies. Oh wow, I'm going to heart that one. There we go. Oh, and I've got Melissa. My socks look fantastic. Oh, those are the knit flat socks. Yes, those are so comfortable. So big update on there. You don't feel the crocheted seam at all. Not at all. Obviously that's just me, but I didn't feel it at all. You don't feel it as a ridge in your shoe or anything like that. Really comfy socks. I live in them when they're not in the laundry basket. Painting Honeycomb shawl, really beautiful. So it's a finished object now, so I've got that here to show you. Yeah, yarn. Oh yes, no, you're making a flax too. I'm not up to date with watching my YouTube videos. I've got a little bit addicted to UK TV Play. I downloaded the app. There's lots of sort of, is it reality TV? Where so I've been watching Stacey Dooley Sleeps Over. This is completely off topic to my comments. Stacey Dooley Sleeps Over and Emma Willis Delivering Babies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me. It's making me so broody. it's making me want more babies, and I don't actually want more babies. Just in case, you know, Simon's watching this back, I really don't want more babies, but it makes you so broody, so broody. I should stop watching it, but there's only one season left to watch. As soon as that's done, I'll get up to date with my YouTube again. Oh, she's given me a suggestion on the Flower Child's tee. Maybe stripes on the back. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'm thinking that's where I'm going with that. So that's my next crochet project that I'm going to work on finishing, and I'll explain a little bit more in a bit about how I do plan on doing that. So so I've hearted all those, there you go. So not too many, only 3 comments that I hadn't seen. So I need to get better at keeping up to date with that, especially when I've just put a video out, because it's really not fair that you're taking the time to interact with my video and then I keep forgetting to go on the app to check if I've had comments. So that's really it's very naughty of me, so I'm very sorry. So I have upped the game a little bit in regards to how I'm working on my projects at the moment. Whether or not I will continue working on this like this, I can't promise you, but I'm certainly going to try my best to see some more finished objects. There are so many things I want to make. I see patterns for, I bookmark them. Obviously I have the Readly app, so I've been bookmarking patterns left, right and centre for things that I want to make for myself, for my girls, even for Simon. So I need to get a move on with all of my whips. So what I have been doing is I've been focusing on one whip at a time. So it's not completely monogamous. I am I'm working a solid week or 2 on one craft, preferably until that item is done, and then moving on to the next craft until that item is done. Whether or not that will remain the same, I don't know, is my honest answer, but it's working for me so far, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, 5 finished objects to share with you. So that is pretty awesome. Now I can't remember if I shared this little dude with you the last time I filmed. Here he is. This is who are you? Koji the Dragon. This is from the Mythical Creatures amigurumi book I have. I've taken the pattern book back upstairs. This has been finished for a few weeks now, and he currently lives in Katherine's bedroom. There he is. He's so cute. So in the book he was green, but like I'm trying to use up as much of my stash as possible, so I'm trying to stick to any new starts that I do have are going to primarily be aimed at using what I have in the bags, on the shelves, in the boxes. Other than my subscription yarn, I am going to attempt to stay as no yarn hauls, which is heartbreaking. I really want to go to a yarn show or 2 during this year, but maybe towards the end of the year as a treat, if I use enough stash by then. That's something maybe I should think about doing. But yeah, so I'm generally, for all my amigurumis, I'm going to be working through the book and start moving up in difficulty order. So they are spread out. They go from a beginner, which is this one. This, believe it or not, is a stage 1 pattern in difficulty, and then I'm going obviously all the way up to stage, I think there is 1 in the book that's labelled as stage as 5-star difficulty. But yes, he's supposed to have safety eyes, but I didn't have any in the right shape or size, so I just embroidered his eyes. But they are literally just some stitches, and his nostrils are just magic ring with some single crochets in. These spikes were very fiddly to do, but I enjoyed doing them, enjoyed putting them on. It's lovely. He's cute, he's gorgeous, and Katherine loves him. So let's put him there next to me. I've got a hairbrush on the sofa next to me. That's just the way life is in this house. If you could see the mess behind the camera. I mean, this isn't great tidy looking, but behind it is awful. Just Emily is a little whirlwind, and there's Lego on the floor, there's pencils, there's spirograph on the floor. Why that's not in the art and craft cupboard, I will have to ask her in the morning. It's just a nightmare. Okay, so my next finished object. So let's stay on the crochet. So this one is finished. Where's the back? That's the back. So there's this round. I finished Emily's Abigale fairy dress. So this, I did have to go into the second cake, and thankfully it got to the length it needed to be just as it started to turn red. So it looks like I've given her a little splash of colour on the hem of the dress. So what I did there is I just stopped the round when I got to the red, and I just started doing the, I don't want to give too much away in the pattern because it is a paid for pattern, but there was you just on the last row do double crochets, which is a UK treble crochet. But I didn't really want that for the edging. I wanted it to be a neater edging than that. So I've done half double crochets around, and I did the points slightly different to the last row in the pattern. So I love this. I've made 2 of these now. So I made one that was Katherine sized, which took forever. This one felt like it took forever as well, and it's smaller obviously because it's Katherine and Emily. Emily wore this for book day. She went as a Pixie, so she wanted a dress that she could swish around in, and the yarn that I used for this is here. So this is what I've got left of the cake, and it is the Yarn Art Flowers, and it's colour 265. So that's that. It did have a name on the website, but I can't remember. So each cake has 1,000 meters, so it's about the same as a sheepy swirl, and it kind of works the same as well. So the colours change a strand at a time. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. So I did change just as it hit the 3 strands of the dark yellow and 1 strand of the red is when I changed. But I love it. It's a fantastic yarn to work with, and it's very, very cheap. I think I paid about £8 or £9 each cake for these. So I bought 2 cakes for Emily's dress, which I'm glad I did buy 2 cakes in the end, seeing as obviously yep, so the last 2 inches or so of the dress was the second cake. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. Don't think I'll be in a hurry to make any more though, because it was a long slog, especially on that skirt, because you're getting onto a good 300-400 if not more stitches each round. And then she announced the night before the book day, which was just this Thursday, that she needed a hat. Chinky wears a hat, she said. So we're reading the Wishing Chair. I can't remember if it's the Magic Wishing Chair or the Adventures of the Wishing Chair, but we're reading that, and the boy and girl make friends with a little pixie called Chinky, who is a little boy pixie, but she wanted to be a girl Chinky. But Chinky wears a little pointy hat. So I had to make a little pointy hat. And thankfully, I had the exact brand of yarn that was used in the pattern. So this was a free pattern that I found online. I will see if I can find it again. I've come out of it. Actually, it might still be as a tab on my phone. I do apologise if you hear the herd of elephants that is Emily upstairs. Let's have a look, because I have 21 tabs open on my phone. So at least one of those must be this pattern. Oh, yes it is. So it is an easy crochet pixie hat. It's a free pattern. I found it just by googling crochet pixie hat free pattern. It's by the Sewing Pixies, and it's a fairly straightforward pattern to use. I didn't follow it all the way to the end because I ran out of time. So it's not exactly like the one in here, but it certainly was a good pattern. It got the exact shape that Emily wanted, and she loved wearing it. She's a little monster, so she'll probably never wear that again. So I might end up frogging it to use for something else. I did use almost a whole ball of this yarn, and this is the Hobby Lobby I Love This Cotton, and it's super soft, super saving, so it's the print style. So this was included in a gift from Melissa of, oh, what are you called now? It's the Pearl. Oh gosh, Melissa, I'm so sorry I've forgotten the name of your channel. Purling Through Life, because it used to be called the Knit and Crochet Spot, and then it's changed to Purling Through Life. So, but yes, so this is colour 346 Harvest, and it's a beautiful colour. And I had this with 2 balls of the yellow. I had planned on putting them together into a striped project of some description. I hadn't fully decided. I'm going to have to review those plans, unless she's not going to wear this and I can frog it. So I can use it, because I only had this much left of an 85 gram ball. So this is 100% cotton. So yes, I used a 5mm hook for that, which is just a cheapy one because I couldn't find my 5mm clover. I'm sure I have a 5mm clover, but I tend to like these ones with the rubber handles, just because they sit in my hand better. I don't like the ones without any coating at all, although some of the wooden ones are quite nice. The Symphony ones by Knit Pro are really nice, but I always worry I'm going to break a wooden hook. It's like I've got some Knit Pro Symphony DPNs, and I'm really worried that I'm going to sit on them and break them. That's my biggest concern. So onto my knitted finished objects. I have 2. So I'm going to start with this one. This is my painting honeycombs. Here it is. It's perfect. I love it. And you may spot, where'd it go? Ah, yes. Over here, I have a hairpin in it because I took this with me to, I had a sleepover at a friend's house. It's so big and cozy. And we had a few cocktails. Then previous sleepovers when we slept at her house, I found the bed way too soft. So I took our, it's a sofa snuggler. Let me just grab it because it's right here. So this is what a sofa snuggler is. What feels like a million years ago, Kleenex did a giveaway. You had to, I think we had to collect so many tokens on boxes of tissues and send them away with a little bit of money, and you got this lovely hooded fleece sort of sleeping bag style sofa blanket, and it has this big pouch on the front. And yeah, so I took that to sleep because the lady's house that I was sleeping at, she's always got the heat on tropical temperatures at work. So I assumed that her house would feel tropical too. Not so much. When it's her money, no, she doesn't like that. So yeah, so I got a little bit chilly. So I put this over the top of that. Now this is zipped, and I don't know, maybe it was because of tiredness, or maybe it might have been the cocktails, but I had caught during the night the stitch on my zip. So this hairpin is there to hold the stitch and keep it safe until I can work out how to safely secure it in. So if anyone has any suggestions, so I've got a couple of rows left to ladder it up on. Actually no, just one more row to ladder it up on, and then it's about securing it without it to stop it from coming undone again. So that broke my heart a little bit because it was the first time I'd used it. I had knit on it constantly the week before to be able to use it, because I don't use dressing gowns. If I need a little bit of extra warmth, or I'm walking around in my pyjamas, I will have a shawl on, or one of my knit cardigans. I don't do dressing gowns. I don't tend to get cold very often, certainly since I reached a certain 40 age. So some of these ends are starting, I had to trim them back, some of them are starting to poke out again. I did the weaving Stephan method, so I'll have to tidy that up a little bit more. I think I'll wait till it's gone through the wash though. I didn't have time to block it. It's not been blocked. So once it has been blocked, those honeycombs are going to look even amazing. So the yarn for this was the 2021 yarn advent from Yarn for the Soul. And I bought it on, I've paid it monthly. Was it monthly I sent a payment, or was it quarterly? I paid it off over the course of a year anyway, so I ordered it in January, February time, and I paid it off over the course of the year, and it arrived just before Christmas, and it was beautiful. It was a lovely, absolutely amazing advent. Definitely would recommend that one, as I would recommend a few of the other advents I've had. I've had a few now, and they've all been really good. So just yarn advents, treat yourself. So one more finished object to share with you, and then I'll be showing you my couple of whips. So I have finished the Merrow Berries shawl. This has not yet been blocked. I keep meaning to do it, but I keep forgetting, and I do need to block this one because it's the pattern, which when you just stretch it out, it looks so much better once it's all been pulled out. so it will look much better blocked. Also, it's a lot smaller than it should be because it needs blocking. This is absolutely beautiful. I can't remember the yarn that I used for this. It was the called for yarn. Actually, I still have the pattern on the side here, so let's just ooh, tease it out. So it's Rico Superba Premium Moulinet in Coral Pink. So this is the yarn that I got for a, it was a giveaway with a subscription. So you subscribed to Knit Now magazine, which is this magazine here, and they sent you a pack of yarn to join in with the 4 Seasons knit along, and that 4 Seasons knit along had 4 shawls and 4 pairs of socks. So I have been trying to work on all of the patterns with varying levels of success. So the very first pattern was a shawl, and the pattern was awful. There were mistakes in the bits that were printed, and they missed out a huge chunk of the pattern, and it took several months to print the rest of the pattern in the magazine. So I just gave up that one. I did the socks, then I did some more socks. Did I do the shawl? Yeah, no, that was the shawl that went wrong. What am I missing then? I can't remember. Anyhow, so this was the pattern. It was designed by Emma Vining. It's a beautiful shawl. It's very small, so it's more of a scarf than a shawl. I'm never very good at putting these things on. It's asymmetrical, so there you go. So that's better. I need to put it on like that, don't I? There we go. And I'm strongly considering, once this is blocked, giving it to a friend at work who is a big fan of pink, and I've put it on with the wrong side facing. There we go, just twist it round. Oh my goodness, what am I like? So that's that one. So I am continuing with the 4 Seasons knit along patterns for my knitting projects. I want to get it done and out of the way, all of the patterns. So the next pattern in that row is this one. It's a pair of socks, and it's a pair of toe-up socks. There you go. The Caravanserai Socks. So I was supposed to do this in the called for yarn. I picked the ball up. I put the ball straight back down. It has alpaca in it. It is, it's only got 15% alpaca, but that was enough to irritate my fingers. I tried. I did cast on. I knit a few rows on the first sock, and I was like, no, it's not happening. It's really not happening. So I took it off the needles. I didn't even bother frogging it. And it sat in a corner somewhere over there for someone else to deal with. I don't know what it is about alpaca, because alpaca is such a soft yarn, and I really, really, really wish I wasn't sensitive to it, but it really makes my fingers prickly. I hate it in that regard, but they're always so soft. So instead, I am using, getting all tangled up, some sock yarn that I bought from Lidl, of all places. So a few months ago, on Facebook, one of the knitting groups that I'm a member of, was going absolute crazy about with people finding sock yarn in Lidl. So for those of you who aren't aware, Lidl is a supermarket brand. I believe it's a German brand, similar to Aldi, and they have like middle aisle stuff. And in the middle aisle stuff, they have rotating stock for different seasons, different things. So Aldi are well known for getting their yarn in. They've never had sock yarn. So Lidl are one up on there. But it was 2 100-gram balls for £4.99. I bought 2 packs. There was this one and it came with, I can't remember. I don't know what I've done with them. They've been buried down there somewhere in that corner. So there was a light ball, plain colour and a patterned colour. So there was one that would knit up a little bit Fair Isle and one that was a solid colour. So I'm doing these socks because they have quite a pronounced pattern with the slip stitches. I'm doing it in the solid colour. I am working from the inside of the ball and the outside of the ball because I'm too lazy to split the ball in half. Also, these are shorty socks, so I don't think I'm going to use that much of the ball, to be honest. And I'm working them simultaneously on 3 DPN, across 3 DPN. So I've got 4 in total, so 3, it's on 3 needles and things. So this one is being knit on my Symphony socks, my Symphony sock needles. There goes the ball on the floor. So I've got this far on this sock. So I'm making these for Katherine, who is currently about the same foot size as me. I'm a little bit concerned that there's not, it's quite a narrow sock. It's toe up. And I learned a new way, a really clever way to do toe up. Use a magic circle from Crochet. So the pattern uses the Emily Ocker's cast on, which is very, very, very similar to the a magic circle. So that's what I used. This one was a little bit, maybe it's just the way I read it. Couldn't quite follow the instructions. So yeah, I just made a magic circle and crocheted the required stitches into there and then transferred them onto DPNs and started knitting. And then when you get to the few rows down, you just pull the magic circle closed, so it's a closed toe. How clever is that? That is just, I'm going to do all my toe up socks in that way. I don't care about what cast on method they say to use. I'm using that cast on method for any more toe up socks because it was so easy to do. It was a million times less fiddly than the, was it Judy's Magic Cast On? Something like that. I've done that a couple of times. Didn't get on with it as well as I have done with this one. And then here are here's the other sock. So this one I'm doing on my zings. Now I know that generally tension wise I'm going to have slight difference between the socks because metal and wood, but I couldn't find my other metal ones. And I wanted to do them 2 at a time because if I do that, I'm not going to get second sock syndrome, and I have had a habit recently of the second sock taking about 3 times longer than the first sock to do. So by doing this, I'm just doing sort of 3 or 4 repeats on one sock, 3 or 4 repeats on the other. It's a 4-row repeat? No, it's a 3-row repeat. So yeah, so probably 12 15 rows at a time on each foot, and then I just change sock. and these are in my DPN cozies that I bought from Joe Piccalilli at various yarn shows. I can't remember. I think I might have got them both from Bakewell, but in different years. I think that was the first year I went to Bakewell, and that was the second year that I went to Bakewell. I think. I could be completely wrong, but they are both Piccalilli ones. She does beautiful bags and things. I haven't bought many of her bags. In fact, I don't think I have bought any of her bags. I bought a little tote, which I can't remember where I've put it. So there's those. So that is my current whip. However, Tin Can Knits have released another knitting tutorial. Not a knitting tutorial. A little mini course, a mini online knitting course to teach cable knitting. Now, I have done cable knitting in the past, but I'm not very confident in it. So I thought I would sign up for this one. So if you sign up for the Tin Can Knits newsletter, you would have received the email yesterday afternoon. So say yesterday afternoon. So I'm filming on Friday, so Friday the 8th of March. So I received my email on Thursday the 7th, and I was on my lunch break when I saw it. I got home from work, I pulled out my 4mm needles, a scrap ball of DK yarn, and I cast it on, cast on the first swatch. So there are going to be 3 lessons that come through. So the first lesson is the basic cable, so the C6F, C6 back. So obviously cable 6 front, cable 6, you probably know better than me. So I've seen so many beautiful cable patterns. There is a cabled dress that I want to knit for Katherine. I wanted to knit it for myself a number of years ago when I was much smaller. I'm a larger lady now. These things take more yarn when you're a larger lady. So, but I've got, I really want to make it for Katherine. I need to find the right colour yarn. It's an Aran weight dress. It's a designed, it's a pattern by James C. Brett. So I might even see if the yarn that's in there is still available to buy, because James C. Brett yarn is amazing and it's really cheap. Well, it's not really, really cheap, but it's very budget friendly. Anyway, I'm whittering on. Here is my efforts so far. Let me take, so this cable needle I bought from, was it Bakewell or was it Wilmonte? I think it was Bakewell, the last time I went to Bakewell, which was the year before last now, I think. Okay, so it's so clever. It's just this spiral, and it's just, you just sort of pop the stitches on there and let it hang, and it doesn't fall out. And the yarn, I need to work out what the yarn is, because I love this colour. It's showing as way too bright on there, but it's this beautiful deep red, but there's like a hint of brown to it as well. But anyway, here is my little cable twists. They're not the neatest, but like I said, I'm doing this to improve my cable skills. And what I do need to work on is, I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of down the side of the cable. The stitches get really loose, and I know that's going to be where I'm pulling the yarn to tension it at the end, before and after the stitch. I've read a lot of things online. It's improving as I go, but I just need to keep on at it. So these are the C6F. I've got a few repeats of the C6 back to do, and then there's another another swatch to do for this lesson, which combines the C6 front and C6 back in various ways to create pretty patterns. So there's and it's 3 different types across the one swatch, so you're just doing a really pretty swatch of cables, which I'm looking forward to. I do not know what's coming forward for the cables for lesson 2 and lesson 3, so the emails come every couple of days, so I really want to work on these swatches first, get them done, so I can do a bit more knitting on these socks before the next tutorial comes through, and I can work to that, work on the socks a bit more while I wait for the next one. And then once all that's done, these socks will be finished and I will be working on my flower child tee. That's how I'm working things. Although I will be making sure that I get some cross stitch time in between. I have been working on my cross stitch. I'm not going to take it out of the hoop, but I will show you my progress on the page. I'm really close to finishing the page. So it's just this tiny bit at the bottom to do. So that's probably, I don't know, depending on how much cross stitch time I get, 3 to 4 days. But a lot of that will depend on a couple of things. First, how long it takes me to finish these socks. And second, if by the time these socks have finished, my new cross stitches have arrived. So I'll explain that in a moment. So Katherine is cross stitching now. We went to Home Bargains. Oh, it was a little while ago now. It was a few weeks ago. We went to Home Bargains and Katherine spotted, well, I spotted first because I'm a craft nut. I spotted that they had a little craft section with a few little mini kits of things to do, and they had a little cross stitch kit that Katherine really liked. She said, "Oh, Mummy, that's so pretty." It was only £2.50, so I thought, and it wasn't huge. So I thought, if she starts it, never finishes it, it's only £2.50, and it was her pocket money, so she bought it for herself. And I think because she bought it for herself, that is why she's actually working on it. But there are other reasons why. So it says it's good to be home. Let's take this out of the hoop. It came with everything. It came with a hoop, needle, threads, fabric, and the pattern. The pattern's not the greatest to follow, but I didn't expect any of it to be really good quality because it's so cheap. But that is her work so far. And that is all her own work. She's been doing little bits, mostly at the weekends. In the evening she tends to get distracted by her computer game, The Sims. And so I find she tends to do that more. But I did come home today and she was cross stitching. So I almost felt bad to complain to her that she hadn't done any of the washing up. That's her job. When she comes home from school, she's supposed to wash up the dishes that are on the side and wash up her lunchbox. But she doesn't. She never does. So yes, I'm really proud of her. She's doing really, really well. And she's being really, really focused with it because I have bought her 2 cross stitch kits. Now I know before I said I've been approached by all these companies, mainly based in China, offering me free stuff, and I've declined every single one. And then she's looking over my shoulder while I'm scrolling through Facebook and an advert for one of these places comes up. So I go on and order stuff. I haven't taken them up on the free stuff. All that remembering to post a video going, look at all this wonderful stuff. It was just too much for me to have to remember. So rather than get free stuff, I ordered it. It wasn't hugely expensive. I actually know she's got 3 kits. they had an offer, buy 4 get 1 free. So she chose 3 and Emily chose 2. Now Emily's not going to sew those 2, I am, which is why this one may have to go on the back burner a little bit, because I know when it arrives Emily will want me to get straight into it so it can get finished and put up on her bedroom wall. So that's the plan for that when they arrive. If they arrive, obviously it's been a couple of weeks since I ordered them. They're still not here. The website's still showing awaiting shipment. I'm going to give them another few days. I did email them and they said with Chinese New Year, there's obviously been a bit of delay in the supply chain. So I'm giving them an extra few days. They did say that they would be shipping them today. I'm giving them a few more days and then I'm going to send them another email, because at this rate I might end up having to cancel the order and do a chargeback on my credit card. So yeah, so that's kind of incoming, which kind of leads me on to these. Oh gosh, I really should have taken this out of the bag. Crinkle, crinkle. I've been good. I haven't done a lot of buying, but I did buy this beautiful yarn. This is Yarn by Boo. Now, this I bought from a yarn store. No, it's not a yarn store. She sells all sorts of little gifts. It was a gift shop based in an arts and crafts centre next to Sherwood Forest Visitor Centre. It's lovely. Every time we go, we always have a walk around. There's a little place that does little semi-precious stones and crystals, and Katherine loves her crystals, so we always have to go in there for her to buy something with her pocket money. Emily likes to go in there because they sell little like mini ammonites for about £1, so she always gets herself an ammonite. And there used to be a yarn shop in the shop that I bought this from, and it's changed. The yarn shop is gone. So I was like, oh dear, no. But it was a really pretty gift shop, so let's go and have a look. So there was like handmade jewellery, some paper-made cards, that sort of thing, handmade cards, and on the wall, this lovely wall of hand-dyed yarn by this Yarn by Boo. And this is called Damson Jam, and it is 70% merino, 20% yak, and 10% nylon. Now, I've never used yak before. I know that Attic Spin Dye has started selling it, and I have been tempted a few times to make an order, but I'm trying to be good, she says, holding a skein of yarn she didn't need to buy. I have no idea what this is going to become, but I couldn't walk away from that shop without buying something. Got a battery warning on something. It's one of Simon's gadgets. Who knows what it is. So yeah, so this is that. And obviously Attic Spin Dye yarn. Beautiful yarn. This is the Winnie the Pooh. Yes, Winnie the Pooh, chapter 4, in which Eeyore loses a tail and Pooh finds one. I don't know if this is the most recent one. I don't think this is the most recent one. I can't remember. I'm losing track of what I've shown you, what I haven't. I know I've got the Heffalump one, and I can't remember if this was the most recent one or the Heffalump one was. So yeah, so there's this really cute little stitch marker. And they almost always these days come with a really lovely little sort of canvas coaster. These are all over my living room. They're everywhere. The girls like using them. Simon likes using them. I use them. Stop buzzing. I'm nearly done. And this was the yarn. This needs to be a pair of socks straight away. I just instantly, I saw it. I wanted to cake it up and cast on another pair of flat socks. That's what I wanted to do, with just how fast those flat socks worked up. I really wanted to start another pair straight away without even thinking about it. But Simon talked me down. He said, no, follow your plan, get things done, and then you can cast on as much as you like again. So that's the plan. I need to get things finished. And to be honest, the next new cast on I really should do is my colour work blanket. I've had the yarn now for a couple of years. I need to get that sorted. So yeah, so that is, oh, there's always a little mini and a lavender pouch. So I love these little things. They're so cute and amazing. And a tea bag. Everything smells amazing. So that's pretty much it. So next time I might have a new cross stitch start. I might have some more cross stitch to show from Katherine. This will hopefully be finished. She is planning on working on it quite a lot this weekend, especially seeing as I've told her that today is dispatch day. So her cross stitches could be here within a week, maybe a little longer. I don't know how long it's going to take. But yeah, so I'm so proud of her, and she's tried cross stitch in the past and she struggled with following the pattern and things like that, but this time it's just clicked. There were a couple of mistakes, but she sort of fluffed it a little bit to make it work. Oh, my Lego. Let's show you my Lego. I treated myself to some Lego. Here it is. Ooh. I got the Pyramids of Giza architecture set. Now this was a bargain. John Lewis had it, so the pyramid comes off to show you the inner working. John Lewis has had this on its shelves for stand up so you can see it better. Ooh, it's a bit blurry now. So you can see the inside, and if you turn it around, you can see the burial chamber hiding in there, which is really cool. Yeah, so they had this reduced to clear because there were some pieces missing. It's an X display set. It said there were 4 pieces missing, and they'd taken £40 off the asking price. And when I actually came to make it, there was only 1 piece missing. So I got a £40 discount for 1 missing piece. Oh, please don't fall. It's got glitter all over it. Emily's been playing with glitter near it. But yeah, so it's a sparkly pyramid. So yes, I nearly forgot to show that. Oh gosh. So yes, that's everything. Oh, I can get Simon to come down and have some more juice and get on with my cable knitting and tidy all of this up before it's time to go and get Katherine from Girl Guides. So I shall see you all again soon. Hopefully I will try and remember to keep up to date with your comments. I'm really sorry again. So well done if you've lasted this long. Simon will say, I thought you said it was only going to take 10 minutes because you haven't been doing anything. So take care, stay safe, have fantastic crafting. Bye.